μπορείς να βάλεις, ας πούμε, μια εντολή, να σου το πούμε, να καθαρίσει κάτι που το space κάποιου, να την αφήσεις να τρέχει και εσύ να προχωρήσεις με το healing.
Right, yes, yes. That's an excellent example of multitasking. Did you get that? Yeah? So, like, you could have a cleaning process going on, cleansing.
Sometimes I forgot that.
Yeah.
I put a thing to run and then I forgot and I remember after 2 hours. So I go back and I say, oh, okay, it's done. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Because I noticed the light also work until it needs and it should just go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not staying there waiting for you.
Right.
If you sleep or not.
So you can set your template. You could go away and have a cigarette and come back, but I don't recommend it.
No, that's kidding.
But that's one example. Another example was yours, okay? But then also, what about when you're working with someone, perhaps, this I do a lot, I bring them into the process so that they are actively engaged in it too. So I'll give you an example, right? So let's say there's some stuff that we need to clear from a person's space, right? So we get the cleansing process active, okay? And then I will get them, for example, either to focus on breath or to focus on a colour or to focus on an energy field or an energy centre, yeah? Or perhaps I say to them, I get them engaged in the process itself, as in, see yourself throwing this whatever far from you, yeah? This thing and this thing and this item and this situation and this blockage in whatever way that's given to me in the moment. And I'll say to them, see yourselves doing that. And whilst they're doing it, I am actually working behind the scenes, also transforming at the same time.
So you work in those in one.
Right. So the person who is receiving is engaged in their own process. This is a very powerful technique because it means that the work is multiplied, amplified. Yeah, so the effects are more effective. The other reason why it's very effective too is because the person feels that they have contributed to their own transformation. Okay, so you could be doing loads of stuff behind the scenes, doing your thing. You could be cleansing, you could be detaching, you could be transforming, you could be reinforcing, and at the same time you've got them into a program of, okay, you be doing this now and relay back to me, what is it you feel, what is it that's coming up, what's going on right now. So you've got all these kind of multi-dimensional processes running simultaneously. Okay, now there is one thing about that you need to be aware of. The person that you have engaged, that you're working with, your recipient, they need to be ready for that, because not all recipients of a transformation process are ready to engage. Okay, especially if it's like the first or second time that they're going to come to you, you know. The healing is conducted primarily, facilitated primarily by you, the facilitator. Once the person becomes a little more confident, a little more willing to engage, you could even ask them, would you like to be involved in this process? What do you think? Should we go in there together? Let's take this journey together. Give them confidence. Make them feel that you are holding space whilst they do it, because they might feel uncertain. And they'll say, oh, well, you know, I've got this, but I'm not quite sure. So you reinforce them, yeah? You give them confidence and strength that they can do this, yeah? Very, very, very important. So then you've got all these different windows, all these different programs running simultaneously, and you can tell them, whilst you're doing this, I'm helping you do it. I've got your back. Yeah, I'm doing it with you. You're not on your own. So you need to be very, very, supportive when you are engaged, when you have your recipient engaged in their healing process. And you need to also know if it's correct to do that. So how do you know if it's correct to do that?
You ask?
Yeah, always. Always.
Your own discernment.
Or your own discernment. It will just feel right to you.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, now it's time, now it's not. I've had clients whereby from the beginning it was not right for me to just close my eyes and facilitate. Because they needed to know what was going on in the forefront of their consciousness. They needed their mind to be engaged. So I had to bring these people immediately into action. Call to action, monomias, immediately. And then they were responding a lot more effectively and efficiently to the treatment and to the session, because they were engaged and they felt that they were a part of the change. And that's very, very important.
And also because like they don't think it's something that happened, this woman is doing to me. So
Right.
I'm doing it to myself.
Exactly. I'm helping myself.
Me that I want to cure it, so it's very also...
It's empowering, isn't it? Empowering.
Confident.
And so always, you guys who facilitate, I'd like you to be really aware that we're always empowering, okay, our recipient, okay, empower them so that they don't feel that they have to come to you to heal. I mean, yes, they'll come to you, but have them engaged in the process when they're ready though, okay, because that in itself is a process, yeah, or maybe or may not be, whatever the case may be. So does that make sense?
Θυμίζει ένα παράδειγμα που εβίωσα πριν κάποιους μήνες. Κάναμε ένα session μαζί με μια κοπέλα και δουλεύαμε για τρίτον άτομο, για δικό της άτομο.
Right, okay.
Και ήταν η φάση που ήταν και η κοπέλα μες στα πράγματα. Και έλεγα της εγώ ήπρα τούτον. Και λέω που εκείνη ήπρα και εγώ τούτο κάτι άλλο. Και δούλευκε η καθάριζε η κάθε μια τα δικά της την ίδια ώρα.
Right, yes. Excellent. And that's another amazing way that we can work, yeah? And we've done it in classes before as well, so I'm just reminding you that what can happen is that we can work with one person, and if there's more than one facilitator present, we can work different aspects at the same time. Or if there's two of you practicing on each other, you don't have to wait for one to finish and the other to begin. You can both simultaneously be working on one another. Still works the same. And it's also time efficient, yeah? So let's say we were just having like a practice session together, yeah? I wouldn't have to wait for Evie to complete all of me and then I complete all of her. We just go in at the same time, we do our intuitive investigation, we give each other the investigation, and then we go in, we do the healing in silence, and then we reconvene at the end of the session to tell each other what we did. That's how you do it. You save time. Yeah? So that's being time efficient with your healing. Yeah? So what we're going to do next is we are actually going to do a multitasking transformation session, okay, where you're going to have various programs running at the same time, and not for long, just for about like 10 minutes or so. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool.